Hi everyone, and I hope you're doing very, very well. I have got this document, this particular web page. I was curious to know if it was possible that cuneiform text could be faked. Naturally, what I'm trying to find out is how reliable can really we base our judgments from something that happened 2000 years BC. If somebody inscribed on a clay tablet, how do we know if that person could be trusted? How do we know if he was an upright and honourable scientist or astrologer or, a learned one of his time that could be trusted? After all, he's still human. Humans make mistakes. Although the cuneiform texts were written by men, and they were written in a time of a pagan civilization that would have had more of a leaning to worship satanic practices than spiritual practices and trying to please God. So how do we really know that the Babylonians haven't tampered with something back then? We do know that the Bible was, on many occasions, tried to be stopped in its tracks before it got into full circulation. So is this enmity between the two seeds that God uttered at Genesis 3:15, has this hatred and this animosity and this opposition just spilled out throughout the centuries? And so when Satan can see an opportunity to stop God's light from shining, would he not have taken that opportunity? See, I don't really trust an old pagan civilization that used to throw babies into the fire of the gods of the underworld. I just can't base such an important decision on a piece of clay tablet that they say they can pinpoint to absolute accuracy with astronomy, alignment of the stars and everything else. For it was still inscribed by men, and men make mistakes. Even scientists in our times have made mistakes, and men will continue to make mistakes. But a religion that has said in no uncertain terms that God's kingdom was set up in 1914, and then people have come along and looked at these cuneiform texts and said that there's a 20-year difference. How reliable are the cuneiform texts? If this document here is saying that there was many examples of faked, well, approximately 70% of seized artifacts in the country at that time were faked. What happens if you're basing your judgments off a faked cuneiform text? I'm going to continue to believe that the Bible is where I'm going to base my judgment. If something comes along later that can disprove 1914 to a higher degree than this, then I should look at that. But I can't put too much trust in this. Not enough to discredit 1914. And that's my point today. I just wanted to know if there's any learned ones out there that would absolutely stake their life on the accuracy of a cuneiform text from a pagan ancient civilization that was steeped in mysticisms and practices of satanic practices and worshippers of graven clay images, and also practices of throwing live babies in to appease the gods of the underworld. And yet 2000 years before our common era, you think there's more reason to believe this than what is around today. I don't know. I'll just throw that one out to you. I just can't do it. I can't put all my trust in some old clay tablet that tells me that there's 20 years difference. And that 20 years difference, more or less, it takes away the Jehovah's Witness 1914, God's kingdom set up claim. Yep, get back to me on this one. Bit curious. Cheerio. Just a quick one. Bye-bye.